Here at the corner of South Payson Street and West Pratt Street. It's a corner that, to anyone living in this part of South Baltimore, it's well known. It's a major intersection. There's been lots of criminal activity here. As a matter of fact, directly across the street from us, across from this police car that's been here for quite a while, as we've been doing some research and background on this community here today. Directly across the corner there was a recent death. It was actually a night where there was a triple shooting, and if I'm not mistaken, 2 of the people did not make it. Ironically, I was here that night reporting on that triple shooting, and although you can't see clearly from here, there is a street corner memorial, some balloons, some old tattered balloons that was there, indicating a previous death that had occurred in the exact same corner. But what I'm going to take you to see is something that I had not noticed before, and the people in the area tell me it had been there for several years, and it's a memorial garden dedicated to the many lives that had been lost in this area prematurely. Sadly, that's a scene that I have encountered far too many times in far too many neighborhoods in Baltimore City. It's just, when you have a city with so much death, it gets to the point where you start making more and more memorials, because it's an unnatural thing for a community to see hundreds and hundreds of violent deaths every year, thousands per decade. But that's the Baltimore we know and love. Let me take you up to the memorial garden and we'll see what's going on, because it's I'm fascinated by this stuff. That's one of the aspects to the coverage that we give. We cover breaking news and crime as it happens, but we also like to look beyond the stories, behind the headlines. We like to look at the impact beyond just the initial incident, and also the underlying root causes. But anyhow, this will be just a little bit of insight, or a little bit of excuse me, this is live, so can't edit that sneeze out. Let's go up there to the memorial garden on South Payson Street, an area where every other building is abandoned, overgrown, falling apart, symbolic of the lives of the young people that are here as well. It's far too many of them just get snatched off of these streets. So just walk with me and we'll go up there and you'll see the memorial gardens that made me loop around here just to shoot some footage of it. One of many that's in the city. So you have these overgrown weed patch lots, and then suddenly you come upon this well manicured lawn, which we're going to bring you around to in a second. So this is a private garden, memorial garden, put on by the church across the street. There's a whole team of volunteers doing all sorts of repair work on this church that has been a ministry in this community, I'm learning. Self-funded. They're having a vacation Bible school all week that's free of charge for the young children here. It provides them structured opportunity and supervision, and structured activity, and they're just doing some amazing work. The pastor is not here at the moment. I am told he works a full-time 40-hour-a-week job in addition to his ministry here, giving away clothing to those who need it, and just being a beacon of hope and light in this community. But let's walk into the memorial garden. I want to show you what I saw driving by, and let me show you something else before we walk in. Now this right here. So not only have they installed a memorial garden in a community that's seen lots and lots of murders, but they're offering the opportunity to plant hope. literally, as a gardener, of course, I'm partial. I have started and assisted in community gardens, and I'm going to tell you, when you start growing things, when you start planting things in a blighted area, it literally changes the whole climate, the whole atmosphere of what's going on in the neighborhood. No, it doesn't solve all the problems. Nothing, no one thing will. But you always hear, you know, do you want to be part of the problem, or do you want to be part of the solution? And I can tell you, in some small way, but still in some way, planting, greening, cleaning, when you have a lot that looks cleaned and manicured, and there's flowers blooming and birds playing and chirping and people working in the soil, it literally makes a difference. I can talk about that all day, but I won't. Let's go inside the garden here. But I mean, this is the cleanest lot for blocks and blocks and blocks. It's just nicely groomed and manicured. I mean, this place, it's just a filthy area, and this is no judgment on the people who live here. They don't own most of these buildings. They don't own even the ones most of them live in. It's a very low owner-occupied community. But then when you see something like this, you realize that there are those taking effort to be part of solutions in a place filled with problems. Crosses that you see are all representing lives from this community taken far too soon. With feet on the street, coming to you live from South Baltimore at the Payson Street Memorial Gardens. This is James MacArthur for BaltimoreSpectator.com, Baltimore Spectator on Facebook, Balto Spectator on Twitter, asking you, as I always do, what's up, Baltimore?